Anything exciting you're going for just to show off?
Not really. Like just the typical stuff like yeet, door skip, demo dash. But nothing especially what I've learned for this run or something. No big swag strats.
All right, well, yeah, fair enough. Well, we're looking forward to watching you race today. And Zinpars, kind of same question to you. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling about your practice? How are you feeling about your runs?
I haven't practiced too much recently because this is also not my main speed game. But I I'm kind of nervous because yeah, it's a race. uh, Everything can happen. I just hope that I won't mess up too much. Like I usually go for pretty risky strats, so um, I'm sure it will be interesting to watch. But I just hope that I don't like choke too much.
All right, well, yeah, well, definitely looking forward to watching, both of you go do your thing in this race. So, yeah, I think we will let you get started here. So, yeah, good luck with both your.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see you at the top.
All right, so runners will be getting just a moment in blue. I like this implication that you and I are already on top of the mountain. We don't even have to play the game. We just have to.
Yeah,
sit here.
we took the lift. We took the elevator, the cable car thingy.
Yeah, the cable car at the end.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
like we took the elevator that the grandma took and then broke it by accident. So now they have to, climb it the normal way.
Exactly. Yeah. So apologies to both runners for making them go up the hard way and then down the hard way and then back up the hard way. But yeah, we'll be looking forward to seeing this Celeste action as Psyched and Zinpars are getting underway with the pro.
All right. And in the prologue, we don't have the main mechanic of our game just yet, which will be the dash. So far, it's just climb and jump for these two. So by each jump, you save 2 frames per jump instead of just running. So you can see Psych hop around like a bunny here. But looks like we made it through just fine. That's always a relief.
Yeah, prologue's just a nice short introduction. The game tells you that you can do this, and then you kind of launch into the main thrust of this big game, which is going to be Forsaken City, where now that we're equipped with our dash, basically we're going to be kind of tearing all across these screens as we're about to see Psyched and Zinpars.
Yeah. You can basically, whenever you dash along a surface, roughly speaking, you can cancel it by jumping while retaining the momentum of dashing. And that kind of breaks a lot of these rooms if you would look at the intended way to do certain rooms, as for example here, where we dash along a wall and then wall jump in order to keep that dash momentum, which we call a wall bounce.
Yeah, Zinpars is having a little bit of trouble on the screen here, but does eventually get it, but that's going to allow Psyched to take just a slight lead in this chapter. This is going to be the shortest chapter in the game. It's about 1 minute, but it's a surprisingly technical chapter. You see a wide variety of applications of the speed.
Yep. Especially if in the top level of runs, you can basically see all the speed tech being applied in this very first chapter, apart from one very new recent addition that was discovered, but we'll get to that when its application is used or is applied. I don't know.
I think both work, but yeah, we'll get to that in chapter 3, where Psyched is just one chapter away. I think that was a 103 in City, which is just so.
So now entering chapter 2, where there will be a sort of what's it called? Reoccurring theme where every chapter adds some new mechanics to the game. And in this chapter, it will be these dream blocks where you can just dash through and end up on the other side with your dash replenished. And that allows you for very cool movement and especially very fast movement. So it's always really fun to play and watch.
Yeah, indeed. This chapter kind of has this really great sense of flow, as we can kind of see on side screen. He's just kind of moving uninterrupted, like just kind of flowing through these dash blocks. And now he's on this battle line chase where, you know, it's kind of difficult in the casual playthrough because battle line mimics your movement on a 3-second delay. But when in the speed run, our movements are already pretty routed out, so that we're able to just like move quickly and avoid.
And cut away from me after that. Regardless, there were a few rooms where you do have to backtrack and come up with some smart tricks to not get hit by your own image. Psych so far is no problem with that. Jeez.
Really smart stuff on Zinpars screen, kind of like dashing up to go to the battle line but kind of a slip up midway through the screen. But yeah, that was really nice work on the previous screen though.
Ooh, another death in this final room of the chase, where this is the room where you would lose the most time just because of its sheer length. So the death was quite punishing. And meanwhile, Psyched already threw the awake section onto chapter 3.
Yeah, so Psyched here in chapter 3. Basically, the first couple chapters are more about kind of introducing you to the flow of the run and like giving you open spaces to move. This is going to test your ability to move now with these tight dust bunny cycles that these runners are going to have to be kind of dashing through as fast as.
Yep. And if you happen to take a death in one of these rooms, the cycle will be delayed, or delayed by half a cycle because you still have the respawn animation going on. So that kind of throws a wrench in the works, and you have to learn both cycles for backups. It can be quite annoying, especially in this room. So it's you normally see most runners reset the room there in order to gain the entry cycle, but Psyched had a death cycle prepared.
Indeed, really quick thinking, really nice to have that backup, and you know, he was able to turn that into not a really significant time loss, so good on him. As Zinpars also starting their own trip into
the Psyched is now moving into the huge mess, which one of the 2 sections where you actually have some choice on where you want to go if you want to complete the level.
Yeah, you have a little bit of choice.
Once at least.
Yeah, as you work through all these sections, depending on like which section you clear in which order, the boxes kind of disappear, but this is kind of routed out pretty well so that once we clear out a section, we're nearest to Mr. Oshiro, so we can start a cutscene. And Psyched moving really well through this section so far.
Yep. The entrances to the other sections only open up after you talk to him. So that's where the optimization lies usually. Ooh, I almost thought Zinpars missed the key there. That actually happened to me a few times, where you somehow miss the key and then you have to redo the entire circle again. Thankfully, he did not miss it.
Yeah, hopefully but in case that error was made, like he might have been able to just hit retry and kind of go back to the start.
Yep. That is indeed a quick backup to that. Let's see. On side screen, you're gonna see a really nice cycle skip here. See if he gets it. Very cool. Even got the faster setup. And we're coming up to the elevator shaft, a checkpoint which has changed recently in how we approached it, thanks to some new tech being discovered.
Yeah, this checkpoint. Ooh, Psych missing the coin. That's going to cost him just a little bit of time here. But yeah, this section used to just be like precise movement through long rooms. But coming up on the screen after next for Psych, we're going to be seeing a pretty cool trick if you want to.
Yep. So spike walls are actually consisting of circular hitboxes, which are 4 pixels apart. And if we do a precise crouch dash, you got it first try, by the way.
Yeah, nice.
The exact pixel that you need, then you can shrink your hitbox to 4 pixels and just barely squeeze through. And the dash technique we call a demo dash, thanks to the guy who discovered this trick. So, and to remind you, this trick is like 2 weeks old, not even 2 weeks old at this point. I think it was 2.
I think it'll be 2 weeks old this Sunday, and it's amazing how quickly it kind of evolved from like, oh, this is TAS only, to, oh yeah, there's a pretty good setup that we have. You'll get it sort of consistent.
Yep. Yeah, and it will ensure that whoever watches the newest TAS will just be mind blown as well.
Exactly, but whoever's watching Psych's run right now is also going to be mind blown because they are just making phenomenal work out of Resort. Like, they're already on the last room, getting out of there. That's a
440, nice. So I didn't even get a chance to mention how Oshiro does his chase, but I think that was quite obvious if you watch it. I think it just locks onto you and then rees in your direction. Oh, Zinpars is going for the demo dash. Ooh. Nice.
Yeah, second try. That still saved a pretty good chunk of time, though. Ooh, launching themselves into that dust bunny. That's a quick death, though.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the advantages of that tech is that you can fail 4 times and be even. So there's a pretty large wiggle room to get consistent with. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, Ridge is kind of a persnickety chapter that Psych is on. Yeah, I can kind of feel like if you've had a good resort, you can kind of like let Ridge sneak up on you with its difficulty, but Psych isn't showing any signs of a letdown.
Yeah, Ridge is, for how short it is, it's a very technical chapter with a bunch of tight strats that can lose you a bunch of time if you mess up. For example, this auto-scroller skip here. That was very nice. He actually used an ultra dash there. So, I guess I'll go for ultras really quickly. Ooh. So
yeah. Meanwhile, Zinpar has already taken 2 deaths on this last Oshiro room. And yeah, this is, I think, one of the longer rooms in the any percent run. And any death here is just going to be costly, not just because, ooh, Zinpars. Yeah, not just because you have to redo all the progress, but because like once you die after the first entry, you're going to be put on a slower cycle.
No.
Oh, come on, Zinpars, you got this.
you got it. I want to see him do it first. Yeah, nice and easy. One more dust bunny to go. Okay.
Okay, we're free. All right.
Free.
Good job, Zinpars, getting out of there. But yeah, Psych has been like really consistent, like all throughout this run so far. So
Yeah, he's breezing through. Pun intended. Oh,
yeah,
no.
I caught that. I guess, you know what, I'm gonna guess that Psych was just showing frustration at that pun. I think that was
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the blame for that. Fully worth it though. But anyway. So I always like how in casual playthroughs this cliff face section looks so much different compared to when someone like Psych plays it. The wind doesn't really matter here. Kind of just dash through it and ignore it mostly.
Yeah, exactly. These harsh wind mechanics are kind of like counterbalanced by your dash, and so like as long as you're dashing through those screens, you're able to like continue making consistent progress. And when you hyper dash through those screens, you just blaze through it like Psych just did. One death in Ridge is
Yeah. Gonna look at his in-game time as well. 11:27 or something. That's a really solid split overall. Entering chapter 5 here. More mechanics. Although, I do think these bubbles are very self-explanatory.
Yeah, Celeste being a good video game, it tutorializes itself well, so you're able to you're kind of able to intuit as a player like what the mechanics are kind of when you first.
Yep. Yeah, one of the beautiful things about it is how they also teach you through gameplay. But let's first look at this room by side. As he's going for the yeet strat. Let me see if he gets it. He got it. Very nice.
Yeah, yeet.
Yeet. So you can use the dash block momentum to fly through the first screen, and if you then do a climb jump at the top 3 pixels of a corner, you can get what's so-called a corner boost and fly through the next screen as well. And it just looks awesome and it's fast, so you hit all the check boxes.
Back up in the room with all the auto-scrolling blocks. Like didn't get the hyper dash off the moving platform, but was able to back it up with the hyper dash off the cloud.
Yep. Extended even.
Yes, that is also a prefix to be added.
Yeah. Can add like 2 prefixes to any dash if you really want to. Which...
Yeah, just like the reverse extended dash jump that we're going to be encountering after this unraveling section here, which is going to introduce us.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. These little seeker buys kind of home in on you, but thankfully they actually pick up these coin lock switches, so you can actually manipulate their position a little bit and help us breeze through. I just liked using breeze again. I don't know.
I think you even use it on the same screen as Sector's on when Zinpars is on this.
Oh, well, then it's all planned, of course. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, Zinpar is almost out of chapter 4 here, so yeah, it had a pretty decent chapter 4, all things considered.
Yep. Not sure exactly what they would consider good for their PB, but around 340 is pretty good if you're hovering around that 38 mark in total. Especially since he mentioned he's going for the tougher strats. That was pretty solid.
Yeah, I noticed him going for the ultra dash off for the auto scroller skip in 4A, which is something you really only see in like Psych's realm with the sub 31, sub 30s, sub 30.
Yep. The Psych now showing some very nice Theo tech. So we have the hyper dash where you do a diagonal down dash and jump. But if you then immediately dash down diagonal again, you get what's called an ultra dash. And if you then pick up this Crystal Theo here, we could just keep flying through rooms. As Theo helps us move a bit. So far, Psych's chapter 5 has been really quick as well. Just nailing everything so far.
Yeah, this has been really clean movement so far.
one more ultra. Got it. Oh, that was nice. 414, that's insanely fast. Just for reference, the world record for this chapter is around 406 or 408, one of the two. And you just got a 414 riff.
Meanwhile, Zinpars got second try double bubble skip, so yeah, good job on that.
Cool. Psych now coming up to Lake Skip. First try. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't expect anything less. That's really,
Exactly. Yeah, Psych's just been absolutely dealing so far this round.
Also nice mini skip here with some neutral wall jumps. Where you can actually climb a wall without using stamina if you don't hold the direction when jumping from the wall. So in chapter 3 kind of alluded to there being multiple branching paths in some chapters. This is one of the 2. I'm not making sense anymore. Where you can go up or down in a bunch of screens.
Yeah, and the Hollow's checkpoint, this is supposed to be like a maze that you kind of have to navigate to kind of represent Madeline's like lostness at this moment in her character's journey, but this is a speedrun. We don't really care about plot. We're just trying to get through this as efficiently as possible. And there's
What are mazes to speedrunners?
they're just, already solved puzzles.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh. That was a relatable death, actually. Because what he's trying to do here is hold away on the moment he hits the bumper, so that you can get an extra speed boost from it. But he accidentally dashed and then pressed right immediately, similar to how the demo dash works, actually. And instead of dashing left, he ended up dashing right. A little bit of oof.
Yeah, I mean, mistakes like that happen in every run. It's all about, and kind of in this game, it's all about how you recover. And Psych recovered nicely. Now onto this ravine with the shortcut in the middle.
Yep.
All right, very nice.
And Zinpars now entering Theo. Oh, he actually threw Theo too far. But you don't have to reset, you can just open the door. There we go. Bad line boost. Yup. Oof, okay.
I think he tried to menu a little too early there.
No, you missed this downright dash after.
Oh, okay,
the first
gotcha.
hit. Yeah. Just that little bit of extra, like, optimization. Do you want to dash forward or forward down in order to get to the ground quicker, like to keep moving? Oh, he's going for the ultras here. Nice. There's actually one room in this fight, in this boss fight, which is the next room, which has 2 ultra dashes. Let's try to involving 2 at least. And that just looks awesome if done well. Here we go. Oof, close.
And that's kind of the risk reward of ultra dashes, because the faster you're going with your character, the less control you have over them, and sometimes you just don't quite have the precise movement and just kind of land just a pixel off. But yeah, Psyche still recovering nicely as Zinpars out of Mirror Temple, going to be starting in Chapter 6.
So as far as the race is concerned, I'd like to think everything is still possible, but I doubt it. For at least this first race, of course.
Yeah, Zinpars does have quite a lot of ground to make up on Psyche right now. And that just kind of speaks to, how consistent and how efficient Psyche's play to this point has been.
Yeah. Gotta mention, of course, there is around like 7.5 minute difference between these two PBs. So if you just use that as a baseline, it's sort of along the lines of what you would expect, but I still think Zinpars is keeping a nice pace. Well, both of them actually are, considering their respective PBs.
Oh, interesting. We're dashing twice in midair now.
Hey, and we have pink hair now.
That's weird. Has that ever happened when you played Celeste?
Yeah, usually around this exact same point. I don't know.
I don't know. You think we should ask the devs if this was intended?
Yeah, we should ask them if they patch it out or not. Seems to be a weird exploit, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's weird. We need to have like a vote on whether or not we can use this new double dash. Anywho, we're starting off on the summit here, where our new double dash ability is going to be put to the absolute test. We're going to be seeing a lot of rooms without floors, a lot of rooms that are just giant spike mazes, and yeah, it's going to be kind of a test on how efficiently you're able to move now with two.
Yep. And there's also some plot reason for this, but do we really care about plot?
I think it's been established that we don't.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, the summit is sort of an ultimate test. So since we fell down the mountain, we're gonna climb through all the respective stages again, but now shorter and more deadly. So we start at the bottom of the mountain, which is Chapter 6, and then we go from 1 through 5 until the actual summit.
If along the way we revisit all the mechanics, such as the reflection giant blobs of spike. Well, that was a really nice backup from Zinpars, not to neglect Zinpars at all in this race. But yeah, he did a nice little... He kind of didn't keep his dash, but he was able to wall kick into the bubble, refresh his dash off the bubble bounce, and then get the feather that way. So yeah, really quick thinking from...
Psyched so far, speeding through. Seems to be on a mission. Let me do math.
Yeah, I was gonna say 23 minutes at this point in 500 meter. That's pretty.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. Like his IGT minus his IL time here. And then if I'd say there is a possibility for a sub 9 minute summit. And I think if he gets that, he has a 30. I'm not sure. And that would be a PB, by the way, because his PB is 31.0 something. So I'm at least sure that he's on a really good pace. But I think his gameplay kind of told us that.
Yeah, no, he's just been very consistent throughout this entire run. Obviously, the main objective is to win the race, but if you can get a PB while you're at it, that's just incredible.
Oh, that was a save. So you can actually hyper dash out of dream blocks with a very tight window where you can jump and dash. Sometimes dream blocks are weird, I guess. But what I saw there is that Psyche actually missed the hyper, and as a result, you just dash straight diagonal down, and you somehow still saved it after that missed jump. And that was quick thinking at its finest. So 1500. Really hard section with some tight cycle skips involving ultra dashes. There's 1, 2, and a third ultra dash here to make that room look like absolute nothing.
I mean, that set of rooms is that's some of the very quick death right there while we were going to talk about it. But yeah, this 1500 is like one of the more notoriously difficult sections of this run. So getting out of here with 1 death, that's still pretty.
Yep. It's rough casually, but if you want to do it fast, it's even harder sometimes.
What are you talking about? Ultra dashing sounds easy.
No, you're right. The room is actually free if you get the ultras down, but getting there is the annoying part.
You know, this game teaches you how to speedrun. Chapter 8D, Ultra Dash.
8D ultras. Chapter 8D, you have to do the spike clip that the task does.
Water bouncing.
Yep. So yeah, the game does teach you a few things, which are the wall bounce and hyper dashing. But they do not tell you anything about reversing it or extending that dash. So I really hope Psyche takes this berry all the way to the end, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to mention, so strawberries in this game, you don't really get an opportunity. Oh, he wants that berry.
He got it. He got it. Yeah, unless he dies, I guess.
But yeah, that berry will only collect when Psyche has stood on the ground for, I think it's like 8 or 9 frames in a safe place. So being able to keep that berry, that just shows you how like quickly Psyche is moving. Like the instant he gets on the ground, they're just executing another dash.
Yep.
Or bunny hopping to keep the cutscene berry meme dream alive.
Yeah, I was about to say, because if you do an extended dash, you need to wait 10 to 15 frames before jumping to extend it, so then you would collect the berry. Ooh, has some trouble in this room. Okay, he's fine now. And that is the only intentional death of this run. Where you just collect the key and warp back by retrying, really. Fun fact, there used to be 2.
Yeah, Demo Dash eliminated the need for 1. But yeah, Psyche may be feeling the nerves of the approaching PB as Zinpars has cleared out of Chapter 6. Oh, doors!
Does not skip the door. Goes for the safety the second time around, as he's still on a really good summit pace. He could sub 9 summit with this. And if we do the math, if he has a sub 3 minutes 3000, which is definitely possible, he will actually PB. So this is going to be really close for Sight, as he's on PB pace here. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
We're good.
Yeah, Psyche is now on the final uphill climb, and now we're dealing with the same wind from Golden Ridge, except now it's going to go in vertical direction. So first, it's going to be pushing us down in downdraft here, but we're going to be counteracting the wind just by executing like a quick series of wall bounces and hyper dashes just to make the section just like really quick.
Oh, nice save.
Oh, the saves, yo, Psyche, come on.
He's tugging on my heartstrings right now. I don't like it. apart from that, still really clean.
Yeah, you move from downdraft into updraft, which is going to be one of the slower sections of the run. So basically, you're just trying to hold your nerve throughout some of these semi-long checkpoint flags.
Yeah. Just the wind makes you so floaty. Everything's kind of just slow. It's like playing Jigglypuff in Smash 4. Just slow and floaty.
Okay, psyched out of flag 14, took a really quick death on their first attempt at a flag, but got through it.
Ooh.
At least they didn't die after the checkpoints, or after the key.
Yep. That neutral wall jump there was also cutting it really close. As he's still going for all the strats. And that's usually a sign of confidence. As he's now on the final screen of this run. This is gonna be really close for his PB.
Exactly, he has 30 seconds to get through these last 3 flags to get that sub 30. It looked like a couple of fouls. Oh, okay. We're good. Come on, Psych.
Go on, Psych, you can do it. And it looks to be. Come on.
Yeah,
come
just
on.
one spike pit away. Come on.
He made it.
30-57. Yo, get some hype. Yeah, GG to Psych taking the race and setting a new PB with 30-57. Yeah, get some GGs and hype in chat. That was incredible run. And Zinpars, 31 minutes entering 1500.
That
Maybe?
makes Psych the 7th person to get sub 30 in this game for any percent current patch. So that's just to remind you, that's a really insane achievement. As Zinpars now almost done with 1500 meters. Looking at his pace, looks. Let me see. If everything goes well, this is still around 37 pace, actually. 38 if you go 10-minute summit, actually.
Yeah, it should still be a solid time for them. Either, hopefully a new PB for them, but, maybe something close to their PB at least, kind of give them some encouragement heading into the next run. Ooh, but that does, you could see they were frustrated with the little frustration count.
Now in the only snowball room. Oh, okay,
Ooh,
that was
okay,
a quick mop.
okay.
Okay, then. I see you.
You take those. You don't question how that snowball didn't kill you. You just move on. You say, yeah, that was cool. We did it.
That was totally intended.
I knew that snowball was going to be there.
Yeah. That was my ultimate swag.
I mean, technically you can predict that that snowball's going to be there if you move exactly that way. So we can say that was.
Yep. Yeah, I do think Zinpars mentioned that he is going for some more riskier strats or some harder strats. And it's always interesting to see runners like weigh on the possibilities of either going safe or going fast. There are some people who like get a 38 with 5 deaths, and then there's people like me who had 70 deaths with a 38 or something like that. Okay, 70 might be a bit much, but it's 50. It's always nice to see that difference in approach.
Yeah, Celeste really is a game that like supports many different playstyles. Like, you mentioned Psych as the 7th member of the Sub 30 Club, but if you watch all 7 of those Sub 30s, you're going to see 7 completely different people playing that.
They're secretly all TGH. I don't know. Just pay them to do the run, obviously.
I mean, fair enough.
Yep. As I like to call this room, threading the needle. Zinpars just got the fastest strat perhaps even, first try. That was very nice. Even skipping the doors.
Yeah, we got one door skip in this race. Ooh, oh no. Yeah, Zinpars' last remove 2,500 meters with the Battleline Alley Oops. Probably be a shade under 36 minutes entering 3,000 meters. So, maybe not a PB today, but definitely a pretty solid run for them. And we'll just have to watch them.
Yeah. Looks to be high 38, perhaps 39 pace for Zinpars.
$57.
So let us... What's the word? Let us give Zinpars our energy in order to finish this run. Finish this 3000 in a smooth manner. In order to give him some confidence for the next race.
And they did mention in the pre-race interview that Celeste isn't their main focus as a speed game, so maybe this run will kind of like set more of that muscle memory into motion, and they'll sometimes you just need to play the game in order to remember, oh hey, I can't do.
Yeah. I'm wondering what his main speed game actually is now. Now,
That's a good question.
Go ahead.
No, I remember seeing on their speedrun.com profile a little while back that they did a Super Mario Odyssey, and I know I've seen them in a couple of Link to the Past randomizer races. So yeah, they have a wide variety of speed games.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like Mario Odyssey, mainly. Almost there. Oh. So you actually see the faster strat skipping one wall jump there. Because you have 2 dashes anyway, might as well just barely go by the spikes. But You just barely didn't.
All right, on the final 5 flags, just have to close this out in style now.
Yep.
Oh, double
like
dashing
it
into
now.
the feather. Yeah, that's a pretty solid optimization.
Yeah, definitely. All right, flag 1. Oof. That hurts.
Yeah, that's a relatable one.
Yeah. You just want to, flag 1 can be nerve-wracking, but you got to keep the fast pace going. And he will now finish.
Yeah, 39.24, not too far off of their PB. So yeah, really solid run for them. So yeah, get some GG in chat for Zinpars.
GG. As again, Psych does take the first race, but that run looks really solid for Zinpars up until Summit. Even though Summit is quite long, but still a good pace.
Yeah, Summit being the longest chapter, that can definitely be the one with the most kind of pitfalls for a runner to learn. Like probably the hardest one to get consistent because there's so many different sectors that you have to.
Yeah, it's also, of course, I don't think you are forced to finish a run if you know it's impossible to come back, but still nice seeing him just finish it, getting that perhaps the extra practice in. Might as well complete the run, especially if you're on a good pace.
Yeah, exactly. Never. I wouldn't say it's ever really worth it to forfeit, just because you don't really like learn anything new when you quit. Just
Yep. As the postcard tells you in chapter 2, I think chapter 2. Every time you die, you learn a little bit more. So just keep on going, and you'll eventually master it in no time.
yeah, exactly. Zinpars just has 68 new degrees of knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty nice.
All right. So I think we're gonna take like a really small break. Not small enough that we will not leave your ear. Don't worry about that. Just that these runners have some time to collect themselves. Go to the bathroom real fast, and get ready for the game number 2.
Yeah, exactly. Give the runners some time to learn some hand stretches, do those spider push-ups, kind of shake them out a little bit.
Get the gamer juices flowing.
Exactly. Got to get those gamer juices flowing, dude.
Yeah. Also, by the way, if you know what those gamer juices are, let me know. I'm still looking for them.
Dude, if I could find them, I would tell you.
Nah, I think they're hiding them on purpose. Otherwise, everyone would be too good. It's Topper in a secret.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, like Michael Jordan's secret sauce.
Well, if I remember the plot of Seminole 1995 classic Space Jam correctly, that was just water.
That was just water.
So maybe we've been top gamers all along.
Yeah, it's all between the ears. It's all mental.
Sweet, I'm gonna sign off now and get that sub 30.
Gonna drink some water and then get that sub 30 real quick.
Stay Hydration Bot is doing us a service.
All right.
Alright, so in case we forgot to play the game in the last 5 minutes, we're going to go through the tutorial again.
Yeah, just in case. Oh, made it through prologue. We know how to dash. I mean, it's just a quick timeline reset. Now in an alternate dimension where we still have not climbed the mountain yet.
Yeah, this will not be the alternate reality playthrough where we have to be down.
Well, that's a relief at least. No. My question to you is, can you pronounce this file name?
Give me 1 second. So what was it? It was 6-2 Paffer.
Yep. This is the
awesome.
Paffermk. Huh. That's actually surprisingly doable.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Alright. We're back in chapter 1. We're still doing these dash into jump cancels, or diagonal dash into jump cancels that make you go fast. And sometimes if you time them, you even get your dash back. It's amazing, I know. In fact, it's so fast, Psyched is kind of stuck in chasm there. I was about to say, Psyched is just flying through the level.
Psych going for the spike jump there. Alright, gets the first try. Going for these neutral wall jumps to close up.
Ooh.
Oof!
That
Just
wasn't
a
a
little bit off on
neutral.
timing.
Okay.
Yeah, gets a second try and gets out of city.
Yep. So he was out of stamina there, but you could still wall jump when you're out of stamina. But in that case, in order to make it, that corner wall jump, you have to do a neutral one. And in that case, he was holding left, I think, which makes you go further, and then you don't make it.
Yeah, pretty close chapter 1 time. Psyched with the 111, so a little bit behind there, 103 from that run, and Zinpars with the 117.
Yep. So, after Psych avoids these spikes, there we go. It's gonna do a nice little glitch here on the second try, thank you. Where if you skip the cutscene at the right Y position, you will actually be translocated into the dream block, allowing you to immediately dash through it. It was a miracle that didn't get patched, honestly.
Exactly, but we had a good few seconds of RTA sync right there, but yeah, Psych kind of pulling ahead just with like a little bit better menuing. Ooh, Zinpars
Yeah.
barely missing the pixel and dashing.
Yeah, that's a 3 pixel window to get that diagonal through. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's a very narrow window to kind of get that, and it's very difficult if you're trying to get it without the setup like Zinpars is going.
Oh dear. Yeah, Zinpars not getting the strat where you manage to avoid the battle lines going around. There you go, got it this second try. And then it's really hard to dodge them. As Psych is now entering the Awake section, a section that, when executed properly, just looks so good because of the flow that you can obtain. But if you not execute it properly, you get stuck on a lot of corners.
Yeah, it's like getting hung up just a little bit there, but had to get out with a pretty solid time through the first couple chapters.
And Zinpars too, like 2:12, 2:13 is pretty good time for chapter 2.
Yeah, definitely. Really close chapters, though. Celeste Resort does have a way of kind of separating, you know, the really good from the very good.
Yeah, there's a saying for that, I'm sure of it. Just don't know the saying anymore.
Yeah, there's English is weird. There's a lot of words for a lot of things.
Separating the wheat from the chaff.
Oh yeah, there we go. That's a good application.
Ah, thanks Google. Just realized that in Dutch you can, if you literally translate that saying, it means the same in my language. That's nice. Oh well, sidetracking. Psych's into a huge mess now. Never mind. Gonna die real quick.
Don't say they're in sections before they get there.
Yeah. I noticed that I'm very good at unintentionally jinxing someone.
It's fine. It didn't send him back. Gets to the cutscene skip. Very nice. Into the huge mess. Clean up.
So you're saying he needs clean gameplay in this huge mess section?
Yeah, definitely can't afford to be sloppy here, and neither can Zinpars. Runners just need to sweep through these rooms efficiently.
There we go. Ooh. Okay, good recovery. So a huge mess has a few rooms with some cycle skips that only save like half a second or 1 second, but can be quite punishing to get the. If you get them in all rooms, then those seconds will add up. Which is why this section is kind of annoying the better you get. Because you want to get all the cycle skips, and then strats actually become tough again. Such as this nice jump here, and then this room again. See if he gets the same fast strat again. Still decent.
Yeah, misses the top of the Tau pillar, but still able to tower, I should say. But yeah, able to get it. Gonna collect this key, and yeah, gonna be traveling up the.
To the chute or the shaft. It just stays funny. The dreaded coin room. One of the easier rooms casually of the section, but somehow I see a lot of top runners messing it up.
Yeah, again, you're just trying to shave that extra tenth of a second by dashing just as soon as you touch the pixel, but then you just barely miss the coin. Miss.
So once again, that's a pixel perfect trick. And he still saved time on that compared to the vanilla strat.
Yeah, exactly. And there is a setup for that, but the setup does not make that free. Like you like not only like find that pixel, but you know, judge your placement accurately. So yeah, GG just like getting that done third try onto the Oshiro fight chase sequence.
I could call it a fight. Well, yeah.
I mean, I guess there's an argument that presages this section.
It's not even an argument, right? It's more like an insult.
Yeah, the Oshiro confrontation.
Yes. That's better. Oh! That was an unfortunate death from Psych. So far from his gameplay, I can actually tell he's messing up in a few more places than his previous run.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit looser in a few spots, just, you know, kind of riding off the wave of that PB, but still able to figure through the chapter pretty well.
Definitely. Oh, nice recognition from Zinpars there to not continue moving and just duck out of the way. As he's keeping up a lot better this run so far compared to the previous race. They're still relatively close. Although the last Oshiro room did kind of slow him down a bit. Oh, there we go. I should not have said that.
No, it's fine. As long as you die at like the beginning of that room, that's way better than at the end of the room, because like that's just a, you know, couple seconds time loss as opposed to, you know, 15, 20.
Who? Okay, wait, okay. Whew.
Yeah, played it safe. I respect that. And yeah, that's a much better pace for Zinpars coming out of chapter 3. That's like a minute better than last run, I think.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but it's like having some issues with that corner wall jump that people like to call a spike jump. But in reality, we're just wall jumping off the wall behind the spike. And as long as you're moving in the same direction as the spike is pointed, you do not get hurt by it. Nice. I want to try the Ultra not auto-scroller skip. Just feels so satisfying to pull off.
Exactly. You just move at like blistering speed. Yeah, so far things are going pretty smoothly for both runners. Psyched, you know, maybe a couple very minor mistakes in the early going, but still doing it, still able to maintain their lead. Zinpars also having trouble with that corner wall jump, you said. Yeah, so Psyched here in Harsh Wind. Yeah, going to be going for more dashing as Zinpars gets that the same ultra strat as Psyched, and yeah, very good nailing that first try on this attempt here. Psyched having a little bit of difficulty with the first of the longer snowball rooms, but able to make it through on that attempt. Yeah, the snowballs, like everything else in this game, aren't RNG, so ooh, Psyched. Okay, very good backup from Psyched. Able to bot that. Okay, we're... Oh, and Psyched going for the top route to that room, which you don't really see too often. That's a strat that doesn't really save a ton of time. I think someone like once timed that down, and that's maybe like a 0.1 second time save, but still looks cool. Yes, like a few issues in Golden Bridge, but still maintaining a pretty good lead. Zinpars is.
Oops. Yeah, I remember someone mentioning he was not gonna go for swaggy strats. Oh, how the tides have turned.
You know, sometimes you just like have a ridge that's not maybe up to your standards, and just say, okay, well, you know what? I decide this one thing that I'm gonna.
And what's actually nice to mention, but it's something that not many runners are doing yet, is that there's actually a route possibility for Chapter 5. As it is possible to, you know, get the cassette tape in this chapter and complete 5B instead, which would unlock 6A to continue. And if you do it fast enough, you can actually save time by doing 5B. Although I'm not sure if Psych has enough consistency in that chapter, that would be a swag strat for sure.
Yeah, Psych opting not to collect the tape, which is pretty understandable. Like, there's only like a few runners at the top level that are really going for 5B, and 5B is super hard. Like, it relies on like this really precise corner boost that has a really punishing time loss, and then you have to play the rest of 5B after.
Well, in 5B's defense, he retried before the mirror, but it's mainly the corner boost that is, at least for me personally, that's kind of making that annoying to do. So it's so, since you only get like one try every 10 seconds, it's just so slow. But I like the rest of 5B.
Yeah, no, the B-sides are all pretty fun. Yeah, 5B route's pretty interesting to watch, but 5A is also interesting to watch as Psych and Zinpars are going to be showing up.
As he's now into unraveling, so we're gonna manipulate these Seeker boys again. Oh, nice, using the dash block momentum to zoom through the room. It's just satisfying to see the Seeker manipulation here. The one thing to note about these that most runners, if they end up messing up a slight bit of their strategy with these Seekers, they usually go instantly into improv mode, as slight deviations of your position can be enough to change the trajectory of the Seeker.
Yeah, with that little corner bot that hits like near the midpoint of that. Ooh. Okay, yeah, I have to retry there. No way to say that, but yeah, with that little corner bot that hits like near the middle of that room, you know, the Seeker may have just gone in a completely unexpected direction, but luckily the Seeker just kind of ignored him a little bit and he was able to make it through pretty fine. It's Zinpars in this long cycle room here.
Oh, we already blasted through search. Oh, you do need that coin. Okay. Whew. So we're now entering the Theo section, so more ultra dashing, more trying to go fast while Theo tries to slow you down.
I like to think Theo would support us in our efforts to go fast, but, you know, we can all interpret fiction differently.
Well, he does, but at least we show off that we're buff. Like, really buff. Just carrying a adult man here inside a crystal like it's nothing. But that at least deserves some recognition, in my opinion.
Able to grab him while in dash momentum, just really interesting stuff.
Oh, that was an interesting bop into that Seeker. I'm not sure how Zinpars survived, but we take those.
Yeah, you don't question it. You just continue moving on. Okay.
Fully calculated. And
Exactly.
yeah, Zinpars is still, I would just say, keeping up really well so far.
Yeah, no, they entered Mirror Temple about 2 minutes behind Site's pace, it looked like, and they're doing well to maintain that as they nail Search Skip on first try, and that's a very important skip if you want to learn. Yeah, it saves about like 90 to 120 seconds, like, as compared to like actually doing that the intended way. Though, given that the devs kind of left that skip in, you can question what the intended way for that chapter actually.
Yeah. Well, the one positive thing about not doing late skip is you get to have a cavern block near water, so you can hear the underwater sound. But that's about it.
Oh, we may have been talking about different skips there. I was more talking about Search Skip, but yeah, Lake Skip's also cool.
Oh, Search Skip. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's the first one you want to learn if you're considering running this game. All the other skips we mentioned are more optimizations, but Search Skip is actually skipping 2 minutes, so you might want to get to learn that relatively early.
Yeah, I would not recommend Lake Skip for someone new to Celeste, unless, you really want to go for it. It's, 4 seconds, that's...
Nah, 4 seconds is okay. If you first try it. Ooh. Theo entering the abyss there. As kind of cool design. So as if Theo dies, you automatically die as well, since you have to carry him to progress, so might as well, saves you the time from having to hit retry.
Yeah, exactly. One of those if I go, you go kind of friendship.
Yeah. Either we go together or nobody goes.
Ooh, that was unfortunate for Zinpars at the end of this room. Struggling a little bit to get Theo out. Ooh.
All for one and one for all or something?
Yeah, something like that. Okay, Zinpars gets out of escape on third attempt. Now just has to get through this room with the waves from the eyeball at the end of the screen kind of pushing you back.
Psych now on the nice bad line boost, where we get 2 jumps off of this moving block to zoom through the corner and the hallway into the fight. So satisfying.
Right, decent leg skip from Zinpars. I think that was the second attempt.
Oh, that's nice, at least. So Psych just chilling in the badline fight. Let's see if he goes for the ultras here. There we go.
Yeah, missed the first one, but got the feather skip at least.
Mhm.
Yeah, feathers are kind of one of the more interesting mechanics because they do give you full like range of movement, but they are also pretty slow to go through. So there's a couple pretty interesting skips in this chapter that we've kind of seen that are kind of designed around the idea of skipping the feathers.
Yeah. And it's also interesting how that is the pure advantage controller players have over keyboard. So if you turn with the feather too quickly, you actually lose momentum. And on keyboard, you really cannot avoid it. With analog, you can, of course, by turning slower.
Yeah, but that's like a minor optimization, as a couple of the top
Yeah.
keyboard players have shown like you can really get good feather control from keyboard.
Yeah, obviously. It's not gonna define whether or not you would get a really good time. It's quite minor. It at least makes some strat easier to pull off for controller, for analog. Ooh, what? How did he live? Okay, never mind.
Game giveth, game taketh away.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an interesting
There we
little
go.
no, yes, no.
Like, how did I make? Okay, never mind. Scythe is now almost done with chapter 6. Not on the same insane pace he was last run, that's for sure. As now more looking at a 32-minute pace. Of
Yes,
course, you can't
32,
really
a
ever-
sane time.
Yeah, I guess for him it's sane. For me, someone like me, it would be, I would take that every day of the week. But yeah, just depends on how you look at it, I suppose.
I guess it's a matter of perspective. You don't get a 30 by being satisfied with 32. There we get psyched here in the reflection remix. And making pretty short work of that as we get Zinpars. Also making pretty short work of the battle line fight. Not a lot of mistakes that I've been able to notice on either side in the last little going here.
That's nice. So now in Summit, and of course, since we have this pink hair to dash level up thing going on, kind of wonder why I didn't take something else from the skill tree, but fine. I think it might just work.
I personally would have gone with just double jump. Oh, that was nifty. Yeah, double jump would be nice. Just like keep it calm, keep it chill, just a little bit of extra air.
I would take double dash over double jump. Yeah, double dash just seems superior in every single way. But
We're all agreed that we're not taking double stamina though, right?
no. We have neutral wall jumps anyway. Why would you take double stamina?
Exactly.
Nah, I would just go with the temporary slowdown power up, but... Oh wait, that's assist mode. Ugh. Jokes aside, Scythe is gonna zoom through these sub-chapters, I would assume. Assume? Nah.
Assume? No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, made short work of the dream block section. Teamwork making that dream. like just a little bit of trouble in this first long room of 1500, but yeah, now just has to get onto this very dangerous room with this very long cycle. It's Zinpars.
He's going for the
couple rooms
cycle
away
skip.
from being.
Got it. Oh. Okay. Now triple ultra room. No problem whatsoever. I do find it interesting sometimes of how Celeste really just makes the gameplay speak for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of something that happens to me on commentary for Celeste. Like I just want to watch the game. I want to watch the movement. You know, sometimes you just are watching someone run. It's like, yep, that's what that room's supposed to look.
Yeah. Like, yep. That's how that room's going. Just enthralled by the optimizations. And I just wanted to use that word.
Nice that room.
Alright, auto scroller skip with the berry. Because why not?
Yeah, are we gonna get the unprecedented double cutscene berry?
The double forced collection berry. With some swag. Let's go. So yeah, there's no way to not collect this berry into 2500. Since we're forced to stand on the ground for exactly 9 frames. After you... oh, he collected it. Yeah, he just lost. Nah, no.
Maybe like 1 frame too slow.
Yeah. So you're forced to collect the berry, but taking it to the end is still impressive. But as a... Like, I thought Zinpars was keeping really good pace compared to Psych, but now if I look at his IGT, what is this? This is 37 pace, maybe? 38? So it's still around the same pace as last run. So maybe I might have missed some time loss there in reflection, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think most of their issues came with the VO section. Like I noticed that there was a couple things that kind of went a little bit wrong for them there, but yeah, still gonna be pretty close to PB again.
Yeah, should be interesting. It's like taking a death peer in tight fit, aka threading the needle room, or whatever you want to call it.
And exercising those door skip demons from race 1, so yeah, good job on that.
Yeah, some people might say that skip saves 9 years, but if you believe that, then I don't know what I should tell you.
It's really weird that so many people have chosen a decade-long speed game, but
here we are. Yeah, I know. So it's like now missing a dash crystal there, but I was gonna say it's just in 3000, looking to finish up his run, and he's looking poised to take home the victory with a clean sweep.
Yeah, really solid effort from Psych today. Obviously securing the PB in the first race, and now just going to be closing out the series. We assume.
Yeah. To be fair, I think most people, including the runners, expected such an outcome to occur. We still gotta, get out and actually do it.
Right, yeah, not to diminish Zinpars at all, because they're going to be still putting up a pretty solid time here.
Exactly.
And you can definitely tell with some refinements here and there, they could put some really solid improvement in on their current piece.
Yeah, since he's doing for his PB time, he's doing quite fast strats already. So if he can start cutting down deaths, he will be able to take that run pretty far before he has to redo rooms.
Exactly. I know some people like to say that Celeste is more a game about consistency than strats. So if you can get the consistency down, then those strats should be able to bring him up pretty solid.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, again, it's just dependent on playstyle. Some people like to first get to less than X amount of deaths before they do new strats, and others just want to do the cool strats and accept that they will die more often.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of about like the goals you set for yourself and like what you want to do to get.
Yeah. Okay, like I know for me, I'm so inconsistent sometimes. I have to take the fast strats to even have a shot. Psych now. Flag 3. We're almost there. Oh.
Did Flag 2 collect there?
Nope.
Alright.
Doesn't
Okay,
need
but
it.
yeah, with the checkpoint flags, you can skip certain checkpoints if you're trying to save like 1/10 of a second off your time. But like if they were to die before they hit Flag 1, that would have been like a really bad time loss. But they didn't die. In fact, they completed their run, closing out race 2 with a 32:39. So GG.
GG to Psych, as he will close out this best of 3 with a 2-0.
Okay, also now I'm convinced that Zinpars does have that routed out because they just had that snowball room in 2,000 meter just went the exact same way as last.
Then it's not, yeah. So I hope that we'll at least get a chance to talk to the runners after they're finished, of course, because Zinpars is still racing. Like his life, no, not like his life depends on it. That would be kind of weird, but still looking for a solid time here.
There's a prize pool for the.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna make a joke. The top 4, there's prize pool available for them, and also they get to keep their lives, which is pretty.
Oh yeah, wasn't it top 8?
Top. This is dark. This is very dark territory we're coming in.
Yeah. At least Psych will move on to top 16. Yep. We'll discuss those further matchups when Psych is in here.
Yeah, Zinpars is going through 2,500 Mirror Temple with all the movement, none of the.
Yeah, this subsection has really cool looking movement, and it can be trickier than you might expect. But I always think this subsection looks really cool.
It's definitely very unique, like it has its own like really cool color scheme. It has those weird tones that are playing in the background.
Yeah. Just Mirror Temple-esque. Ooh. Okay. Okay, that was that's what you would call an accidental wall kick, or an awk, because then it's awkward, or You can tell people don't like those because they use an expletive for it. But you can call those corner yikes. Corner yikeses, if you want. Yeah. Just barely missing the platform and instead doing a wall jump, which loses all momentum. It's really annoying.
And didn't even give Zinpars their dash back.
Nope.
Yeah, skipped flag 24, I think it was, but it paid. They paid. Oh, that was nice. That's a very nice save in downdraft. Getting those like neutral wall jumps. That's very hard to pull off in downdraft with the gravity force.
Yeah, it's quite tricky to pull off. We're almost nearing the end for Zinpars as well. Looking at this pace, I'm not sure if PB is possible here. But if it is, it's cutting it close. Ouch. That's a spike.
That's a lot of spikes. Just like a lot of just curved structures of spikes in this section.
That's just a whole lot of ouch. We're nearing the end of the updraft section here for Zinpars. Other than that tiny spike ouch at the beginning of flag 13 has been pretty solid actually.
Yeah, no, very solid
That's a
execution all
spike.
throughout this section. That's a lot of spikes. Just like a lot of just curved structures of spikes in this
Now in the
section.
final room of the game. That's just a whole lot of ouch. As he's almost at the finish line. So we're nearing the end of the updraft section here for Zinpars. Other than that tiny spike ouch at the beginning of flag 13 has been pretty solid actually.
Yeah, no,
Now
very
on the
solid
final
execution
flag,
all throughout this
looking
section.
at a low 39 as final time for his second race. We're almost at the end and final room of the game. We're in.
Yeah, GT Zinpars getting a 39.06, so that was very comparable to their time in the first race. So
almost at the
yeah, that
finish
kind
line.
of shows you that this is a very talented runner, kind of hoping to break through eventually.
Yep. And speaking of the runners, they're with us immediately. So welcome, guys. Welcome back.
Hi.
And first of all, psyched. Welcome in the sub 30. In the sub 30. Welcome in the sub 31 club. In the 30 club. With
Thank
your
you.
first race.
Thank you.
And
Well, that first race was insane.
yeah, that looked really fluid.
I was on such good pace when entering Summit. And then I kind of choked it. Like I mean, I'm still extremely happy about that 30, but I did some very stupid mistakes because I was scared of not dying, and so I ended up dying more. But still a very solid run. Really happy about that one.
Yeah, that can definitely happen sometimes. Like you're on very good pace, and your brain says, and you're trying to say "don't die," but your brain kind of psychs itself out and just says "die." So yeah, it happens. But yeah, GG.
Psyched. Oh,
Yeah, and GG to you, Zinpars.
Yeah, GG and congrats on your PB.
Thank you.
For me, it was sadly not enough for a PB, but yeah, I think it was decent races. I got at least sub 40 every time.
Yeah, and pretty close runs to each other, like very consistent actually.
Yeah, that's true. I had a few major mistakes in both runs, which made me a bit upset, and yeah, but whatever. I just, as I said, it's not my main speed game, so I'm not that consistent. But I feel like once I get
Understandable.
consistent, I can get sub 35, maybe even. Who knows?
yeah, I actually mentioned that during the race. Like, considering the strats that you're going for, I think sub 35 is definitely in the picture.
Mhm. And I'm also pretty happy that I got like, I think all of the hard tricks that are risky, I got them like first or second try. So that was pretty cool.
After my first race, I kinda lost the focus, which you probably saw.
Yeah,
I
I
was like
noticed.
almost 2 minutes behind in the end.
Hmm.
Did some really stupid mistakes in the second run.
Yeah. So with that, of course, like you'll be moving on in this tournament to the round of 16, in which you'll be facing either Maya or Flesh 177. I have a feeling you know who your opponent will be, but just in case, who do you think?
I think it will be Maya, and I've raced her before, actually, in the other any percent tournament that is still going on.
Yeah, it's still going. That's still going on, and it's kind of slowing
And-
down. But
And she
You're
has
still
improved
in
a
it.
lot. Like, yeah, I'm still in it, but
Yeah.
she has improved a lot by like 2 minutes since we last race. So that could be a close race, actually.
that should be fun to watch for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to watching you run. In this tournament, just like in general. Zinpars, what's going to be next for you? Are you going to be kind of focusing on Celeste, or are you going to be focusing on others?
Like, okay, my main game is Mario Odyssey, and there's currently other Odyssey tournaments going on GSA, so I will be more focusing on that. I
Oh,
will
yeah.
still play Celeste, like not casually, but occasionally, because
Yeah.
I really want to PP and I want to get better, but it's hard.
I think we can all relate.
Everyone's
to that.
aware.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah, I
cool.
definitely had fun playing Celeste again, so that was a good opportunity for that.
Yeah, GG both of you. It's fun watching you run, and best of luck in all your future endeavors.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
All right. So, do you have any final thoughts, Blue Eye?
Oh, I think that's about it. So
I think there's a race
and,
soon,
yeah.
like on GSA as well.
Yep, there's going to be another race at about 5 o'clock Eastern time between you, Lazy Boy, and yeah, I'm really intrigued to watch Nero run because he's kind of new to the scene and he's just exploded into a sub 31. So yeah, that's going to be a very interesting race. So make sure you're keeping tuned to twitch.tv/speedrun and consider supporting the channel. Any subs or bits that's going to go towards the prize pool for these tournaments. So that's going to be really cool for the runners. And yeah, thank you all for coming out tonight. I have been Artie Walsh.
And I've been Blue Eye.
Yeah, have a great day.